I think it's time we retire the word underrated in the anime community because it's slapped on any mid-anime that's not being heavily talked about at the moment. I'm a big fan of blind watching anime. You know, I go to an anime site, see the thumbnail or something like that, and I might just watch the anime off of that alone. I might see a clip of it on TikTok or somebody recommended me it in my Discord or on my lives or something like that, and you feel me? I just go into it like that. Now, blind watching does lead to a lot of disappointment, but them gems do be hitting. Frieren is not one of them. I always kick off heavy hitting, so let's start with the horrid storytelling format. Most of the story is told through flashbacks that's more enjoyable than what we're actually watching. Like episode 1 starts off with them coming back from defeating the demon king that was ruling over the world, you feel me? Even though that's the plot of every isekai ever and it's typically trash, more entertaining than the non-existent plot that's there now. If you haven't seen Free Reign, just think about it like this. If we only got Boruto and we didn't get Naruto, but the events still happened, you know, in the Naruto verse. So we're watching, you know, this garbage dinosaur ninja show, but we're seeing flashbacks to Itachi, Obito, and Madara, stuff like that, you feel me? Like, that seems like a way better show. That's going to be the case with Free Reign. But as I mentioned, the flashbacks still are generic nothing burger content, just slightly more interesting. You're just, you know, saying which piece of poop do you prefer to have on your plate, you feel me? Like One Piece, for example, had an arc, a saga, and a series goal, but Free Reign, there's absolutely nothing you're looking forward to, especially since half the episode is normally spent on flashbacks, where of course you know what happened after the flashback because we're watching it from the present day point of view. Like, the mainline story isn't cooking either. Like, the first big thing was Free Reign getting an apprentice to train after the priest died, but the apprentice is a side character, not the main character, meaning she will just constantly live in the shadow of Free Reign, and that's just been true throughout the entire show. The only time they make her useful is when Free Reign is choosing to be incompetent. Like, she's been alive for many lifetimes. The stuff that you see her struggle with is stuff that the story just makes her struggle with for the sake of the story. And then Stark gets brought in where it's kind of the same thing, where they're just giving stuff to do that Free Reign could easily handle while she's doing the stuff she's doing as well. Like, she could easily do both at the same time, you feel me? That's how overpowered she is. You could argue it's a training thing, but it's not really treated as a training thing, because like one of her biggest worries was, you know, getting an apprentice mage that dies, so her, you know, putting them on something while not being around them where they could easily get killed, that doesn't seem like something she would do, since that was a big point, you know, earlier on. Towards the end of the season, they finally get to something that's not just flashback land, but it's just a tuning exam arc. The issue with them always trying to force an arc like this in an anime like this is that they're trying to throw us a buttload of characters that we don't care about and force us to care about them. Even anime like Pokemon and Beyblade, they do the opposite, where they sprinkle these characters throughout the story but then give you them all at the end in some big tournament. And in Naruto, they start feeding you these characters before the exam really kicks off. Even like Sasuke and Rock Lee almost having a brawl, they get you hyped for what's to come with these characters. They not just throwing them in your face. At this part in Free Reign, they just throw a bunch of random characters at you, giving us their flashbacks and their goals and all this stuff like that's supposed to make us care about them, to the point where they're giving them more spotlight than the actual side cast. Like, they have dang their episodes dedicated to them. While Naruto gave us the same type of treatment with characters like Rock Lee, Neji, Nana, and all of them, they actually made them likable characters before we learned their entire story and motives and all this. No, they actually made them likable characters, then we got to know more about them. The writers of these anime that are typically called deep and complex and stuff like that, they only know how to write, you know, subtext. So on the surface level, you're just getting boring characters with boring interactions, but oh well, they're super complex in the themes they apply, but the motherfuckers are still boring. And that leads into my other issue with this series. The reason that they gotta force you to care about these characters is because they're all boring. Almost all of the characters are just completely monotone, and their facial expressions range from blank face to slight smile. Especially in one of the recent episodes where this girl is hit from the back by this like hair needle type thing, and she just looks down at her like, oh dang, I've been stabbed. And the dude next to her, who's about to get stabbed, he's like, oh, surprise attack, darn. Oh, yeah, like that, like it's like bruh. Like, the characters are almost as stale as the characters in Sunny Boy, and if you've seen that anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know that is not a good thing to be compared to. Anytime I talk about boring garbage, I get the typical elitist anime fan. Oh, you just you can't comprehend stories that's not just fighting. You can't comprehend things and you call it boring. And my response to you would be, go the fuck outside. Y'all elitist anime fans will go out of y'all way to find the most blandest thing and try to critique it, saying, oh, this is godly. You just don't understand. There's so many layers to this. Like y'all fucking cornballs are the like dookie of the anime community. Y'all need to realize that a character having no personality does not make them cold and deep. It just makes them a hard fucking watch. Outside of that garbage, the music, the animation, and the action was top tier. Like, it's sad that they wasted this much effort on just a mid-ass story, but there we are. But at the same time, this was the case with everybody's favorite pet anime, so I guess it makes sense. But even if there was more action, there would be no stakes to it for real, because we're following a character who took down or assisted in taking down like the evil ruler of the world. So anything else compared to that is just, you know, fodder. It just feels like this series serves no purpose. Like, the adventures don't really have a goal you're looking forward to, the action is sidelined, and the characters have no personality for it to be a slice of life type feel. Her trying to figure out immortality doesn't really add anything to the journey, and her trying to go to fucking whatever it is, Valhalla, to talk to the dead people, that doesn't mean anything either, since again, the story is just flashbacks where we're seeing these dead people non-stop. So going to see these dead people again isn't doing anything for us as viewers. Why is that even like one of the goals? Why do you want to? Oh my god, bro. It's crazy that I'm just now remembering that that's one of the things that they're kind of like chasing, is this fucking Valhalla shit. I don't even know what they call it in the anime because it's just that uninteresting. That's all I really got to say about this mid-ass anime. There's a reason why I give anime 3 to 5 episodes to get me hooked, or I just completely drop it. The only reason I continued this because I heard so much about it and I watched it to review it. If I'm gonna review a show, I'm at least gonna watch the full thing. If this was an anime I just stumbled upon and I didn't intend to review it or anything like that, I probably would have dropped it, you know, episode 3 or 5, because it's like right then and there you saw that this show was 100% flashback land, no story, blend characters, and all the below, you feel me? Yeah, it's just mid, honestly. So yeah, if you like the content, definitely subscribe, like the video, comment below, join the Discord server, and follow me on TikTok. Do all of that, and if you do, I don't know, you just a real nigga. That's what that makes you, a real nigga. I'm not even gonna promise no BS prize. Being a real nigga is the prize. All right, bro, I'm out of that. I'm out, bro.